pressure to handle stressful situations. And just in the last week, I shared with Kate, my granddaughter had to learn lines for a play, and she's a third grader. And she saw the shirt that I had on, and she said, "Is yoga what I think it is?" And I said, "Yes, it helps you relax and clear your mind." And so she sat on the floor in her yoga position, which she could do a lot better than Grandma could. And we repeated the lines of the play. She cleared her mind. And from that day forward, and the play was today, just in the last hour and a half, she knew her lines of her plays. So yoga isn't just for adults. I know Kate has done lots of programs in the elementary schools here in Salina with children in yoga. But it's one of the most relaxing, powerful things that I think a person can do for themselves. Our class only meets 2 times a week here, from 12:15 to 12:45. And we have a lot of working people that come, and that is their relaxation and their stress release for halfway through their workday. So I would highly recommend it to anyone.
Thank you. Okay, hi.
The benefits of yoga for me have been flexibility. My last birthday was the first time in my life I was ever able to flat hand the floor, which, you know, for someone my age is quite, there's part of my life I couldn't even see the floor over my stomach, so it was a good adventure. The lowering of blood pressure, the flexibility, the balancing of heart rate, and just the learning to breathe in a new way.
How long have you been taking yoga?
Almost 2 years. I do both the chairs and the standing classes.
Wow. And what was the reason you started yoga?
As a part of my cardiovascular rehab, it develops more of the total body than just, you know, walking or doing those kind of things. And it was recommended by my cardiologist.
Awesome.
And my children.
Awesome. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 60. Wow. And on disability, so this is also one of my big social outlets, is to come and harass Kate.
That's going in there.
It's just a very peaceful activity. It's a different group of people and state of mind than you find in a lot of Salina. Very good community to be part of.
How long have you been doing yoga?
I think we started about a year and a half ago, my wife and I, and she had a meeting today.
Awesome. So do you feel yoga's helped you in several areas of life?
Yeah, I think it helps you in every aspect of life. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the carrying on when they saw a little pig, and they sure enough they chased that pig off, and there was Wiley all by himself. But he didn't see Harry Man around, so he just went on down to the swamp and he started chopping away. He chopped, choo, 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 choo. When all of a sudden it got real quiet, and he looked around. There he was, the hairy man, 8 feet tall, hair all over his body, little red beady eyes and green slime dripping out of his mouth. And he said, "Wiley, I come to get you." Wiley was like, "Ooh." He looked around, no dogs. He climbed the biggest tree he could find. He got to the top of the tree and he looked down. And there was the hairy man down there looking up, and he thought, "Whew." But then when he looked down, he saw his axe down there on the ground. And he saw the hairy man pick it up, and he started chopping at the tree. Choom, choom, choom. Wiley thought, "Oh my goodness, how am I going to get out of this?" He says, "My mama was a conjuring woman, and she taught me a few things. She taught me a little bit of magic. And so he started yelling, chips fly back, chips fly back, chips fly back. And sure enough, every time that axe hit the tree and the chips would fly out, they'd fly right back. You know, he kept doing that for hours until finally his poor little throat just got so dry he couldn't say another word. And then he heard his dogs barking off in the distance, and he called to them, and they started howling and howling. Ow! And they chased that hairy man away. Now he skied down that tree, he picked up his axe, and he headed home. He told his mama all about it, and she said, well, now you fooled the hairy man one time. If you fool him 3 times, he'll never bother you again. So Wiley, whew, okay, Mama, that sounds all right, but how am I going to fool that hairy man again? I don't know what to do. I mean, she said, now tomorrow, when you go down and you get my little sticks, because you didn't ever bring them back, did you? You go down, you get me those sticks, you're going to leave your dogs right here at the house. You're going to tie them up real good so they don't scare that hairy man away. You're going to go down there, and then when you see that hairy man, you look him right in his eyes and you say, hey, I'm Wiley, and I hear that you're a conjuring man too, and I hear that you could change yourself into something different, like a giraffe or a pig or a cow or something, and then he'll do it, and then you keep on going till you ask him to change himself into a mouse, and then you pop him in your bag and you throw him off in the river, and he'll be gone for good. So Wiley, he was a little skeptical about this. He didn't know about facing that hairy man and looking him in the eye. He said, oh, all right, Mama. So next morning, he took out his strongest rope and he tied up all of his dogs underneath the porch, tied them up really good and tight. And then he took a little bag with him, and then he headed on down to the swamp. He got down there. He looked around. He didn't see anybody, so he started cutting down a few sticks. He was when all of a sudden it got real quiet. And before he could even look around, he knew what he was going to see. There he's going to see that hairy man. What was he going to do? He looked around. Oh! It was the hairy man. 8 feet tall, hair all over his body, little red beady eyes and green slime dripping out of his mouth. And he said, hi, hairy man. I'm Wiley. I hear that you're a conjuring man, and you could change yourself into something like a giraffe or something. And he said, yeah, I can. So what of it? Well, could you do that? And just like that, he was a giraffe. Well, Wiley was starting to feel pretty good then. Whew, oh yeah, this is going to work then. And he says, well, now could you change yourself into a pig? Yeah, I could do that. And just like that, he was a big old pig. He said, well, you know, it's easy to change yourself into something big because you're already big. But could you change yourself into something small like a little tiny mouse? He said, you're a silly boy, aren't you? And yeah, and just like that, he was a little tiny